When I met Ben, he was kind of going through his struggles a little bit, but you would never know that. You could find a high school student athlete that displayed the same traits. How cool would that be to give them a scholarship in his name? That's why we have the Benn Banks Memorial Scholarship.
Like right after he got through chemotherapy, he was feeling like crap. I remember I had a baseball game like the next day, and he was like, okay, so he gets off of his chair, right, and then he walks outside, gets all his stuff ready, puts down his chair, and then for like an hour or 2 hours, he just throwing balls to me, and because he felt like absolute crap, but he still just didn't let it affect him.
He would go on the field and coach them at halftime or after the game. I don't know if you guys remember this, but he would turn it off and then he would go and puke in the bushes because it made him so sick. But he did it. He coached every single game. Yeah. He went and just puked. And we would stand there, everybody would be off the field, and we'd wait for him to feel better. And he would, I don't know if you remember this, insist on carrying my chair. So annoying. But he just puked his brains out.
Yeah.
And he would carry that chair of mine.
Chivalry's not dead.
And sometimes I wouldn't even bring a chair just because I didn't want him to bring it. I didn't want him to carry it.
Yeah.
It was very fun. He was he was a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really fun to be coached by like a family like your dad.
Even like before he got sick, remember him being just a super strong dad. He had that, loud, booming voice. You always knew when Ben walked in the room, everybody knew. He had that presence, right?
He goes to the gym, and then he's like, okay, I'm just gonna do like a little something. Tristan, do you want to see how much you can do, right? So we're doing bench press, and I'm not doing the bar, but I was super young, so this was like a struggle for me. And then he puts on like all this weight, like this crazy amount, and he starts like throwing it around. I was just in awe. I was like, one day I'm gonna get to that.
I remember him beating me in an arm wrestle with his pinky. That was very humiliating. I mean, I almost used two hands to try to move him, and he just didn't budge.
Beat by his pinky.
He was like freakishly strong. Like no matter what he did, like you could like hand something to him. It was like super unusual. Through his hands, too.
Well, how do you think that translated to when you did get sick? How do you think that?
Nothing really changed because I was super young, so we tried to like not make it look like he was going through anything, right? And he did an absolute great job. Like he was still really funny. We would talk a lot. He would still go play baseball and all that, and like throw around like every other dad. And we would play video games. We would laugh, all that. So he still acted like he had so much energy. And it's crazy to me that he could even do that.
Did you realize that at the time? Like, or did you just think?
Absolutely not. I was too young to realize it, and he was very good at having it. He was super strong.
I remember he wasn't just like strong, like physically. He was very strong mentally. And I just always remember seeing him with a smile.
So whenever he was going to get chemotherapy, it was going to be like one of the worst days of his life, right? And he knew that everyone else that was going to be in that hospital was also most likely to be their worst day of their life, right? And he's like this like 6'5", like 200, 300 pound guy, just pure muscle. And he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a big pink onesie of a bunny and just walk into the hospital and try to make people smile. So even though he was going through other stuff, he was still thinking of other people and trying to brighten other people's day, not just kind of tells people about his character. But
I remember seeing the pictures. Obviously we still have the pictures and use that picture quite a bit. This is so big, right?
And he gets out and he's like, hey, take a picture of me. So there he is at UAMS and he shows me what's on this board and it says, cancer can take away my voice, but it can't take away who I am. Ready to go to war because he wanted to live at any cost. And he really wanted to brighten other people's day.
The title of his blog or his page, "Don't Walk Away from a Good Fight." Where did that come from? Like, what do you think that meant to him?
he kind of thought it as like a challenge, and he was like, you know what, I'm not gonna take this. Come on, why not? So yeah, he kind of looked at it like a positive mindset.
I feel like it was like a fight for his life. I mean, if he were to like, he had a choice either to walk away and not receive treatment. He chose to fight and not walk away against his cancer. He'd go through a lot more pain, but maybe, just maybe, he could make it out alive.
Because I want to fight no matter what. I don't ever want to give up.
It's amazing. Enjoyed every day you had, you know. Live it to the fullest. We can honestly say that. You know, we're looking for that student athlete that has really gone through some trials and tribulations, and somebody that's responded and really shown an extraordinary level of courage, character, commitment to their team, to their school, to their family. What kind of student do you think that we're looking for? What does that mean to you?
I think somebody who has faced a challenge and has met the challenge with courage and shown their character. Like with Ben, he fought for his life and he fought cancer and things went sideways and he didn't win. Things didn't go his way, pretty much his whole fight, but it didn't stop him. He kept moving forward. He made a choice to look up, to look at his family, to look at his friends, to encourage other people. He just wanted to keep going, and he thought that life was beautiful, even when it was hard.